Hello and welcome back to OmniFoot TV. It's your host Omar speaking. And tonight, it's been a good night. It has been a good night. I am reacting to Italy's 3-0 victory over Turkey. Now, I predicted it would either end 2-0 or 2-1. But maybe even I overestimated Turkey just a little. Everyone considered them dark horses. Now, I'm sure that people have a different opinion after they've been cooked. Pun intended. Now, here's a very interesting thing that my eye caught as I watched the game, and I think this sums up how well Italy have been on a mental level. There was a tackle that Chiellini made near the end of the game as Yilmaz was taking a shot in the 8-yard box, and the entire team, after Chiellini had successfully made the tackle, they were all congratulating him. And I think that's the most important moment of the game. It's odd, but that highlights exactly how strong this Italy team is. How they all want to play for each other. And that's exactly what you need in a team of this nature. Now, this Italian side, unlike sides before, have no obvious number 10. They don't have that star man. Baggio, Del Piero, Totti, you can name them. And that's actually helped Mancini build more of a collective. Now, all three goals, the first one aside, if not for the first one, my prediction of 2-0 would be correct, to be fair. I didn't want the first goal of the tournament to be an own goal. That was just sad. I didn't really know how to celebrate it. I mean, I wanted to celebrate and I just couldn't. Excuse me. I'm happy for this team. And I'm extremely happy that they've made such a statement. Their passing game was fluid, and they barely ever misplaced a single pass. They had close to 2 times the number of passes Turkey had made by the end of the first half. Jorginho was an absolute metronome. He made the right decisions, short passes, long passes, crosses. He knew how to get the players he wanted to reach, get to the players he wanted to reach. He didn't want to take too much of a risk whenever he had the ball. He misplaced a pass near the end of the game, but that's not really, that's forgivable. He was a complete metronome. And Immobile has finally scored his first international goal at a major tournament. I'm extremely happy for the boy. Well, he's an old man now. He's 31. I tend to forget that Immobile is aging. Last I recall, he was 24 or 25 years old. Andrea Bellotti is actually 27. I was kind of surprised when I found out he was younger. Anyways, Turkey were extremely good in defense in the first half. They were just extremely compact. Italy moved the ball around and tried to maintain control. They were playing with a high line. You don't necessarily see Italy play with a high line. Italians are much more Catenaccio oriented. They're much more defensive. But this was just, Chiellini had a brilliant game. He controlled the game from behind. He was pushing up and making really good passes, finding his way into the box as well. Insigne had a very good couple of chances. Should have scored earlier, but his goal was as sweet as ever. The little Napolitan man gets his long-awaited moment of glory in an Italy shirt. This is good to see, considering where Italy were before Mancini took over the side. And fun fact, a very important stat: Italy have now gone on a 28-game undefeated streak. The last manager to go that long and to surpass it, who holds the record for undefeated games in managing Italy, was Vittorio Pozzo. If you don't know who that is, he won Italy 2 consecutive World Cups. This is the second record Mancini is eyeing to break, as he has broken Pozzo's 10-game consecutive win streak. Now, this is shocking. To me, this is shocking. Italy barely put a foot wrong. Spinazzola was brilliant. Just, his substitutions were on point. His decisions, Everything Mancini did on the touchline, he made the right substitutions. The players responded perfectly. The players had great chemistry. Jorginho genuinely impressed me with how he was moving with the ball and how he barely put a foot wrong. And I've used that sentence a lot because Italy put in a near perfect performance. Locatelli was a machine. I mean, I don't know what more to say. I think they've proven everyone wrong. People think they're dark horses. Italy are not dark horses. They're in this to win it. And if they keep this up, they're definitely going to break through this group stage, or not break through. They're going to obliterate it. They're going to obliterate their way through it without conceding a single goal. And I can see that happening. You could tell the players wanted that clean sheet by the end of the game. And that's just as important as scoring. If you can celebrate the tackle almost as well as you can celebrate the goal, then you know your team is not going to concede. And I think that's the focal point. Going into a game having that belief that you won't concede. That's the most important thing to me anyway. Mentally, if you can go into a game believing that for a fact, then whatever happens, you're going to deal with easily, swiftly. Turkey were never going to score. It was just, at first it seemed likely when they tried to mount a couple of counterattacks in. But later on, when they genuinely lost their mental grasp of the game because they genuinely just became weak mentally, they gave Italy too much space. As soon as that happened, Italy just puppet masters. Italy, their players were puppet masters. They were meddling, just dancing around with them. It was kind of sad for Turkish fans to see, though. I didn't think Gunesh would actually come out with his game on the back end of a 3-0 loss. That's got to be bad for the Turkish camp. But at the same time, this was, not going to say manipulation, but this was a test of mental fortitude, and they lost. They have to reassess that. Now, considering the fact that this was the opener of the tournament, I'd like to also add that Italy have now scored over 2 goals for the first time in a Euro game. And this is just signs. I think these are signs. I think this Italian team is going to go far. And that's all I'm going to say to end this video. This was a great game. Seriously. Maybe not for a neutral. Definitely not for a Turkish fan. But if you watched how slick and how fluid Italy's football was, you throw all your inhibitions aside, all your doubts aside. There's always going to be that chance that they could slip up. But it really doesn't look like happening. And even if it does, they look like they can easily recover from it. It's all mental. And they've got that just clamped down under Mancini. He's drilled that into them. There's a sense of camaraderie and fellowship among this team. They know they can go far. And that's what you need to go into a tournament like this. And that's all for tonight's video. If you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with anything I said. Let there be discourse. The links to our social media accounts are in the description below. And I will see you all next time the whistle blows. We will be covering the Euros in depth because we have an entire month of football ahead. Football every day of the month, baby. If you don't look forward to this, I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you next time, which is tomorrow. So, cheers. Thanks for watching.